Hey, happy, beautiful, amazing day. Dr. Bob Rakowski here. Corona update, science, facts, and hope. So one of my great students sent me this question, Bob, what is different about this virus? And also, maybe more importantly, what's next? So here's the daily update. Most of the world is in some way, their country is affected. We've crossed 600,000 infections. I guess this qualifies as a pandemic. The US is now the #1 country in the world with recorded verified infections. So keep in mind, we have over 100,000 people currently infected, death rate of 1.63%. Why is that so much lower than Italy? Well, we think Italy was caught a little unprepared. And then there's some data that they were calling cases corona deaths when people had very, very serious complications from other things. In fact, over 99% of people that have died with this infection had major challenges in their body and in their immune system. I've highlighted Germany because their numbers are very, very low. Why? They're proactive. They have a lot of ability to test. The World Health Organization says 80% of these cases will be very, very mild. There's our lead researcher from the World Health Organization. I realize I cut off the country name. This is Italy over here. So, it looks like it's peaked and it's on its way down. I like these numbers in here better, but a couple more bumps. And as I tell my patients, as you get better, it's rare that you go from, exactly where you are to where you want to be in just a straight pattern. So this is the USA. We're still apparently on the rise. Now, keep in mind that this graph will likely fit major areas within the country. So, could New York be on the fall? I hope so, right? Could Chicago be on the fall? I hope so. But we don't know. We have to look at individual cities for that. This is the UK. As of today, they certainly look to be on the rise. Canada as well. So when you start looking at pandemics of history, hey, they've all come and gone, and the major ones have left their mark. It certainly looks like this pandemic is going to leave its mark. So what's different about the COVID-19, the novel coronavirus? Well, they said that the MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, had about a 35% death rate. I have a hard time imagining that's accurate. Why? Because I never even heard of it when it was going on. I'm not much of a news person, but it didn't ripple the planet. SARS did to a certain degree. And MERS, this new virus, they say is much, much less. World rate right now is about 4.6%, definitely significant. So this is Louis Pasteur, the father of the germ theory of disease. And by the way, this has been really my guiding force in clinical practice. So here's what he said on his deathbed. I was wrong. The microbe is nothing. The terrain is everything. Well, we're going to argue that no, the microbe can be something, but are healthy people really worried about this virus? My healthy friends? No. Their healthy families? No. But, we all know someone who is not as healthy as they should be. So let's look at the Chinese demographics, because that's, appears to have run its course there. And then look and see what's different with Italy. Italy has a much higher death rate, and here is where the death rate is coming in for them. They charted people over 90, and between 70 and above, that's where Italy's difference has been. So this is from the Journal of the American Medical Association just a few days ago. When data were stratified by age group, the case fatality rate in Italy and China appeared very similar up to 70, but after 70, Italy seems to take off. Well, I think we could agree that after 70, people have more compromise. So this is basically a play on Louis Pasteur's statement, the microbe is nothing, the soil is everything. I teach my patients this, my doctors this: when the fish is sick, change the water. So here's one of the questions. Do we have enough time to change our water? Well, we certainly buy more time if we are in quarantine. So if everybody gets infected all at once, the evidence is clear. We will overwhelm the medical system in most areas, and that will likely lead to most deaths. But what if we slow the infection? And what if in the time we're in quarantine, we actually made healthier strategies. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the right time for healthy strategies, even though there's always a right time. So this is Ziggy cartoon. And, you know, Ziggy's praying one day, and but then afterwards he told his friend, you know, I wanted to ask God why he doesn't do something to make our world better. You know, and the friend said, Ziggy, why didn't you ask? He says, you know, I realized that God would probably ask me the same question. Why am I not making the world better? Well, ask yourself maybe a different question. How can I make the world better today? Because I promise you, we all can. You know, a lot of my mentors talk about something called the gift of desperation. And people, when they get into a crisis, they tend to become more resilient. You know, Wayne Dyer talks about if you have a lemon and you squeeze it, what do you get out of it? You get lemon juice. Well, no matter how hard you squeeze a lemon, you're not going to get apple juice. Why? Because it's not within it. So sometimes we have to be squeezed to bring out what's inside. And what's inside of us? Hey, two things, right? That which can serve the world and that which says, woe is me. And how can I get stronger? So I'm going to encourage everybody to get stronger. If you want to get healthier, I certainly encourage that. Eat right, drink right, think right, move right, sleep right, poop right, talk right every day. I call those the Magnificent Seven. And how can you get stronger now? Well, how about mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, financially, and impactfully? And I think we'll share strategies for each of those in the near future. But for now, I'm Dr. Bob Rakowski, absolutely knowing that we can all be happy, healthy, and successful.